Hi guys, I just arrived at Flamingo Haven Antique Mall. Kind of a unassuming building in maybe a formerly industrial area. So we'll see what this is like. I couldn't resist with that name, Flamingo Haven. I felt like it's gotta be fun, right? We're gonna find out. So we'll see you inside. All right, so here's what I mean. Like, it's just, I think it maybe was, like I said, some sort of former office or factory in some way. Here's the mate to a flamingo that I have in my personal collection. My mate actually I purchased with the other years ago, but he got broken. So this guy here is 35. As I recall, when I bought that pair, I paid 12 bucks for the pair, but of course that was many years ago. Just trying to give you a little bit of an idea. This is just one of the open cases in one of the rooms. It looks like this is broken down into rooms. I've never been here before, so I'm just kind of picking a room and going with it. I'm going to kind of span the room for you a little bit. I love that little flamingo painting. That's so cute. They've got some fun retro clothing, looks like. That chair, I don't know, that maybe is contemporary, but it's super fun. I'm going to wander over this way in just a moment. So this chair, it looks like it's been recovered, but I do love their choice in fabric. This is kind of fun. All this jars of jewelry. If you're into finding goodies in a jar, or you do assemblage crafting, that's perfect. This is fun. Little Batmobile. $135. It looks like it's been restored. I don't know a darn thing about those, but that's what it looks like to me. Look at this cool dress. Not for sale. 300. Not for sale. Display only. 300. I'm confused by that. Why is it display only, but it has a price on it? But either way, it's fun to look at. Another little room off of the room I was just in. It's just like a little side room, which maybe it's just one dealer in this room. Not sure. Some fun little toys. I had one of these, but the giant one. So you turned her upside down and she could be Grandma and the Wolf. 13. These are fun plaster pieces. And here's a really fun, if I can step back a little bit, mid-century matador, very large. Kind of scan a little bit for you. Oh man, I remember those. Raggedy Ann and Andy plaques. Here's some more really cool plaster plaques. A set, $125 for the pair. That exercise thing's kind of a crack up. Little tin dollhouse. And then they've got clothing over here on this side. And then, I don't know if you can tell, but like there, if you can tell, I'm kind of still just on the edge of a residential and industrial area here. This is kind of fun. This blue dish is kind of nice. I like the look of that. It's probably an ashtray, if I had to guess. This piece of glass is pretty also. This reminds me of my grandmother's house in the 70s. She had a lot of this with the crystals, and she even had really giant pendulum type amber colored that hung from one, actually a pair of lamps. Oh, here's the matching. Maybe is he a conquistador? Somebody tell me in the comments. I'm not very savvy when it comes to that type of stuff. I like the way things are looking in this booth. Have to really kind of give it a good look. There's a lot in this booth. That's kind of cool. It was $35. A little chocolate Snow White up there. $45 for her. That doesn't seem too bad for chalkware, especially with that good of condition. Here's a fun little handmade bell, wind chime, I'd say. 16. They're calling it a bell. Maybe bell. I always love these. 15 for the floral tin. My grandmother always had those in her bathroom. I'm sorry, you guys will probably hear every little snippet about what my grandmother had. You can't help it. It's just when you see stuff and it triggers a memory. Look at the little Davy Crockett planner. He's cute. Oh, Daniel Boone. They're saying Daniel Boone. And then bears. And here's one of the ceramic poodles. This is in Alberta. That poodle lamp is actually handmade. That's hand done by a hobby ceramist. That is an Alberta mold, and there's two of them. There's this one that is lying down, and then the other one's standing up. I have a few of these pieces in greenware myself because the mold is still out there, and when you find somebody that's got it, at least because I'm a poodle person, I tend to grab it. I love this mirror. Now you guys can see. It's really cool. Bing Crosby ice cream. Vanilla. Look at that ice cream carton. Oh my goodness. How does something like that survive? That's kind of amazing. $20. It's in really great shape. Oh, look at this mid-century lamp. Oh my gosh, how awesome. Check her out. She's $5.95. Amazing. Here's a back room off of a hallway. I think I've skipped like the main middle by turning and going into that first room. But it looks like I can eventually circle back. But this is kind of neat back here. It's pretty wide open, but yet lots of good stuff. These two cases are full of jewelry, which is kind of fun. A lot of costume, of course, but really fun. This is a really cool piece. Look at this light right here. Of course, I'm going for the Flamingo. $2.25. Man, I love that. That is so fun. And the original shade, I'm assuming too. That's pretty amazing. The owl's pretty cool as well. $175 on the owl. And even this guy's pretty cool too. $32 for him. Some neat things here. This lamp is particularly interesting. I like that. Here's some in memory of flags. Yeah. This is interesting. It's from Vietnam, the Vietnam era, and it says from Merck. 95. Clearly mimicking the big eyes. The sunglasses display. Too fun. Here, when people weren't terrified of clowns. Thank you, Hollywood. Not everyone's terrified of clowns, I shouldn't say that, but there's a lot of people that are, and I think it is connected to the movies that have been out recently. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. Look at this giant golden gazelle, and then this gorgeous nude figure. The gazelle is, let's see, the gazelle is 75, and it's a Hagar, is 95. I love these old pebble art pictures. This one's super fun. It looks like 75 for this guy. I have one of these in a poodle that I picked up at a Goodwill a couple years ago, and it is just my favorite. I can't part with it. I had this picture at one point myself. This is interesting. It's a booklet, you know, like an educational $15. The Facts of Life, put out by the YMCA. I'd be curious to see what that has to say. This pair of owls are kind of fun. Spectacular for 70s stuff. Like, that's maybe that would it be 70s? 32 for the pair. Yeah, 76. Those are super. And then these little mid-century pair, 45. Here's a really fun, cool mask. And this lady's so proud of playing her keyboard piano maybe. Here's another really cool leopard, 125. This girl behind him is really interesting and fun. It's a flower frog, I think. Yeah, flower frog, 42 for her. Bonanza and taxi. Look at that old trick-or-treat bag, 32. Who's this guy? Oh, he's just a man with 2 thumbs. Okay. Where does one find such a picture? Here's another trick-or-treat bag framed. Here's another funky mask. Let's see what the deal is with these masks. 75, Indonesian, painted wood. Here's who remembers these? Those were everywhere at one point. Here's a little cookie jar to match my little plaid puppy. 32. There's a little, very reminiscent of all those little Napco type figures. This is actually once again, yeah, I don't know for absolutely. I would say it's handmade, but not totally sure. Look at this really cool lucite lamp. They got some really cool lamps in here. And like great condition of the shades, $3.50. I love that one. Look at the macrame lampshade here. And look at this pair. This again, from the 50s. Yeah, okay. It's from I would have guessed those being from more like the 60s, but I know I saw those through the 70s. Again, that's a ceramic shop piece. And those are marbles in there. These are really cool. Hand blown, 75. This is, okay, Fenton, milk glass, 35. Oh, that's kind of interesting. That seems like a good price. I'm gonna have to look at that up close. Yeah, I don't see any damage on that. I'm considering that. I feel like that's a good price for that. It's Fenton, plus it's that swung style. There's a fun fish. If I can reach back, youch. That is super hot. Okay. This is 40. I don't think that's a bad price. He's really super. I love him. Oh, light bright. Potato set. Here's some fun Empoli bottles with stoppers. 98 a piece. A little Elvis for you. And I just want you to kind of take in this booth. It's really set up really nicely. I'm maybe not getting a really good shot of it, but then there's Mod. I love their name. I love how they have this lit back shelving unit. And then they've got a case of smaller, higher priced items there. But yeah, super fun. And then of course other shelving over here. You've got it really organized. Like here's, you know, their barware, drinkware, more of it. There's a little Avon Poodle. There's an Empoli without its stopper, 55. That makes me feel really good about paying 20 for the one I got with the stopper. I like how they put this backing behind their shelving. Here's another Empoli with no stopper, 38. I'm just trying to give you kind of an overview. That little puzzle in the back by that of the little girl, that it's called Bright Eyes. I just checked it out a second ago. It's a puzzle. Again, just shows you how permeated that style was in the time frame. Another room, and there's the street there. So this is obviously one of the sections that you see when you walk in. This is a really good space for a vendor if this is all your space. That's so cool. I absolutely love this art glass piece. It's 160, it's Polish. It is spectacular. Here's some other really beautiful pottery. And some carnival. Okay, so I did go ahead and pull the trigger on the Flamingo, the one that was facing to the right. The reason I did that was actually for a personal reason. I don't plan on reselling that. I've had that one's mate for years and years. I actually had the pair originally that I had picked up at an estate sale, but the one for the right side got broken. And so my other one has just been living alone all these years. And I've never actually been able to find the one that faces inward from the right. So I did go ahead and get it just to have that pair kind of reunited again. And then other than that, I bought the hobnail milk glass Fenton vase. I thought that was a really good price. Lots of vintage clothing in there, which is really cool. You don't see that very often, so that's kind of fun if you're into vintage clothing. I would definitely come back here again. It was really interesting and fun. And lots of little rooms, kind of like little nooks and crannies with different dealers that kind of had their own character. So yeah, really cool. See you next time.